Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AAOL Season 10 Stage 2. It's Week 2 of Division 4, and our two teams tonight are Mitosis versus Kaizen. I'm Stranger, and I'm going to be taking you through the pre-show of tonight's matches. But before we go any further, I want to give a quick shout out to tonight's sponsor, MyRepublic. Stay at home with the #1 broadband provider for gaming. MyRepublic offers fixed broadband plans and services that provide ultra-low, ultra-stable latency connections, optimizing your gameplay experience. Enjoy exciting privileges, special gaming offers, and exclusive access to specialized gamer perks. Visit myrepublic.net for more information.
What's up with it?
Alright, back to the pre-show now. We've got two interviews lined up with each of the team's captains, where I'm going to ask them a few questions and get an idea of their mindset before they go into the games tonight. We're going to start the interviews with our friend Corvus from Team Mitosis. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined here by Corvus from Team Mitosis. How are you doing tonight, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, really good, really good. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your team name?
So I'm a player who originally started on console and then a few seasons back moved to PC and then joined the team and then ended up kind of taking over at one point. And that team now is going by Mitosis because we kept dividing and then creating new things with people making their own teams and stuff like that.
Ah, very cool.
Mm.
All right, what's your team's mentality going into the series?
Honestly, we're pretty just kind of up ourselves in terms of there's no point going into a match thinking you can't win it. So a lot of our team comms is just hyping each other up and hyping ourselves up to get ready and make sure we're not a little bit, annoyed going into a match.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. So getting each other's energy up and getting that flowing before the match starts even.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. Tell me, what kind of strategies do you think your team will be looking to employ?
Obviously, the Zarya dive has become a lot more popular, and then with the recent nerfs to Genji, we've been trying out a little bit of Echo here and there in certain comps as well.
Right.
And we've found that actually works quite well. Like, we don't even pocket our Echo, and they've taken out pharmacies before, so we're pretty confident in him.
Yeah, definitely Echo being one of those characters that's still a lot to learn around that play style and how it works in with the team.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me, what do you have a favorite esports player or?
Probably got to go with Crimzo.
Okay.
No specific reason, just big fan of him, big fan of his play.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty nutty.
Oh, nice. Okay, solid pick. Tell me, what's your team's greatest strength, do you think?
Ooh, I'm not too sure. I guess it goes back to the same thing of, when we get tilted, there's always one person on our team who kind of tries to snap us out of it, and that generally helps.
Right.
So, yeah, getting out of a rut, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, to be honest, though.
Okay. Right. So it's like a bit of a thing where there's always at least one person in the team keeping everyone glued together and in a good mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that speaks well for your guys' consistency after some of the games that I've seen you playing in the past, so that's definitely shown through. Yeah. Okay. Tell me, any of your players that you're thinking are going to maybe pull out some awesome plays tonight?
Scorch on the Reinhardt is always a sight to behold. Honestly, I think the man's probably the best Reinhardt in our division. And if it's a Ryan v Ryan mirror, I know I'm safe behind his shield against any shadow.
Nice.
As I said, Ixel is our Echo player, and he's been popping off on that Echo. Yeah, I think some Genji should be scared of my Ana as well.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I like that flex. Very nice. Very nice. And final question here, I just want to ask you, do you think there's any particular metas that your team's really thrived in now or even in the past, perhaps?
We were kind of okay in Double Shield. I think there were some things we definitely could have worked on, but I think with Brawl becoming a bit meta, we can all get more on our comfort picks, and then we're going to be able to thrive through that as well.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Looking forward and looking to that horizon. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, Corvus, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you go get ready for your match, and good luck for tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers. Now we're going to move over to Team Kaizen, where we're going to be speaking with Jay. All right, Jay, how are you going tonight, mate?
I'm going pretty good. Excited.
Great. You ready for tonight's match?
Oh yeah, man. It's gonna be a banger.
Right. Firstly, just tell us a bit about yourself and maybe a bit about your team as well.
Alright, so I'm Jay. I've been in the scene for quite a while now, but the team that I've joined is originally an FA team, so a free agent team. So we've got some players on our team that haven't played competitively before, and we were originally put in Div 10, and now we're in Div 4, which is quite amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
we're also under the org of the 8-leg geek.
Under the org of what, sorry?
The 8-leg geeks.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, but there's not much. I mean, we're all pretty new to the scene. There isn't much to know about us. We've got a couple people that are quite old, like Lockie and Denzel. They've been in the scene for quite a while as well, but yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, tell me then a little bit about what's your team's mentality going into the series.
So yeah, we started off in Div 10, and we're in Div 4, and we are hoping to get the top position. We lost our first match, quite unfortunate, but we've got high hope. We're gonna knock it out of the park. I'm expecting like our team to be amazing in this div. We're looking to go up to Div 1.
That's great.
We want to go up.
Oh, I like the confidence. All right, well,
it's all about the confidence, buddy.
well, tell me, are there any strategies that your team are going to be looking to employ in these matches?
We've been thinking up a little bit. We've been trying to find the best way to support our DPS, especially Denzel. He's a really good Genji. And we've been trying to just find comps and find play styles to really highlight his performance. So we'll see what we can pull out. We'll see if there's like any specific comps like that are going to be played. Probably a lot of monkey, to be fair. Probably a lot of dive. We don't like meta too much.
Right. Okay. Do you have a favorite esports star?
I didn't follow esports for a while, but not the star. I really enjoyed 2 seconds. I'm just gonna find the team.
Searching them.
Runaway versus. I can't think of it. I watched this match. So Korean esports. It was grand finals back in 2019, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was Runaway versus Condu Panthera. There we go. That game has really highlighted pro play for me, and it's like really just like an incredible match to watch. And it's
awesome.
like, and it's inspired me to actually be good at the game.
Wow, that match. Huh?
It was a reverse sweep of Runaway. Runaway got transferred straight into OWL, and so did most of the players of Condu and Panthera. Runaway was the Titans team, I think. Anyway, it was a really crazy match. It went to 7 map, and it was that match amazing. That's the only thing I can highlight.
Okay. Tell me, what kind of metas does your team thrive in?
We're not very. We like anti-meta a lot. We like a couple of us haven't played for a while. Like Lockie and myself, we haven't played for a meta or two, so we stopped playing shortly after Goats. But we really enjoy dive. It's got a lot of variety, and there's a lot of ways to counter comps. Dive wise, and if they're playing meta, I think we've got the game in the bag.
Okay, that's cool.
Because we're all about dive, man, and shutting down meta
outside the box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I like a team that likes to take a different angle.
Exactly.
All right then, and carrying on from that, then what would you say that is your team's greatest strength?
I think our greatest strength would be our Brian Zarkop and our ability to shut down people. Like, we've got quite good prioritization. So like anyone's out of position, we're all like everyone's on it, which is like really good. We just need to work on a couple places here and there, but I think that is probably our strongest strength, and it's really highlighted in our Ryan Zar gameplay.
Okay, cool. So we can look forward to that then.
Yeah, it'll be good fun.
Awesome. All right, is there anything else that you'd like to bring up?
I don't think I can bring out much else, but it's going to be an amazing match, and I can't wait, absolutely wait, our enemy team tonight. It's going to be amazing. Good luck, Mitosis, guys.
A good bit of BM, I love it. Well, Jay, thank you so much for your time tonight, and look forward to the game, so good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Well, we got some great insight into both teams there, so we can really look forward to seeing how they perform against each other in this upcoming match. I'm going to hand you over to our casters for tonight, who are Sandshark and Niki, and they're going to run you through a bit of information before the game starts. So, take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Stranger, for that. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AAOL Esports Season 10, Stage 2, Week 2, Division 4 match tonight. Thank you very much for all joining us tonight. My name is Sandshark. It is great to have you here. And I'm joined by my friend, Nikki. How are you tonight, Nikki?
I'm really good, thank you. Thank you for having me along. Keen to watch some quality Overwatch here.
Should definitely be a fun set of matches tonight against two teams we'll introduce shortly. Before we do, though, just a reminder that this is AAOL Esports, Australian Amateur Oceanic Esports. Please be sure to join us on Discord and follow us on socials to find out more about games that are being broadcast every now and again. And if you want to get involved, there are plenty of teams in Overwatch, in Valorant, and other games that are looking for players to join on. You could potentially play in one of these casted matches. So be sure to join the Discord, join the community. Great community here. Find the links below in the Twitch panels. So, Nikki, why don't you tell us a bit about the teams we'll be seeing competing tonight?
I would also like to thank our sponsor, My Republic Gamer, real quick. So, our teams tonight are 8-Legged Geek Kaizen and Koala Esports Mitosis. So these teams have both been around for a decent amount of time, and they both have their own set of star players that we should look out for in this match tonight. In particular, from Mitosis, I'd like to point out the main tank K9, who is known for having a very good Reinhardt, which could be interesting on Lijiang if we get that far, and King's Row on the second map if that comes up as well. And also, we have a very solid hit scan player on the side of Mitosis, which is going to be very important if like a Widow Jewel comes up maybe on Ilios Ruins. I can speak English. So both teams are pretty stacked, and I'm really keen to watch this match unfold.
It'll definitely be an exciting one indeed. It'll be a best of 5, first to 3, and the map order we have. Would you like to run us through that, Nikki?
Yeah, so we're starting off with Control on Ilios, and then the loser of that will have a choice between King's Row or Blizzard World, so it's always loser's pick. Then after that, we have Assault, which our options are Volskaya or Hanamura. Then after that, we have Escort between Rialto or Dorado. And then if we need more tiebreakers map, we have Lijiang Tower followed by Nepal.
And we'll make a note about the tiebreakers. To my knowledge, this is a tiebreaker after a tied map. Yep, I just got confirmation it is. I'm not too sure if it changes between, but yeah, so tiebreaker will be used if a map is tied. Nepal will be played immediately after to determine who wins the previous map. So, how are you seeing this match shaping up today, Nikki? You said before, I'm looking at both teams' histories. They've both been around for a little bit, both pretty stacked, as you described before. Do you see it kind of leaning one way or the other, or will it be a really tight, I guess, deadlocked arm wrestle?
I think that, well, as all Overwatch is, the tank duel is going to be really important. The battle between K9 and Kressel versus Haptic and Jay is going to be really essential to determine both the flow of this match and then its eventual outcome. So I'm really keen to see what happens here. I think that whichever team has the most synergy, and also it depends on what they're playing as well. We've all seen the double shield nerfs that have gone live on the experimental card. So I don't know how that has impacted the mentality of these two teams and what they're going to play, but it is definitely something to watch out for, this tank duel here.
Yeah, you've made a good point there about what's happening on the experimental cards, because not all the changes from there are brought forward to the live game. So that we could see bits and pieces of that move forward soon, and it might be even the last we see this double shield meta we're seeing at the moment. So everyone take a nice big last drink of what you're seeing now before the meta may inevitably change in the next 1 or 2 weeks. That's part of what makes Overwatch fascinating, just shifting of the tides, people adapting to the way the meta shifts with patch notes, and also individuals' playstyles. I do agree with you that the tank battle, and in a lot of these games that I've seen, the tanks really do make all the difference, making all the space for the DPS heroes to unleash fury on each other. And yeah, I definitely agree with you here. We're going to be going into Ilios here. Just readying up at the moment.
Also, before you go on, I think another really important thing to watch out for is because Brigitte is just so strong. She is such a versatile character. She can protect the dive, she can encourage the dive, she is shield bash, which is CC. She just does so much, and if Brig is being played a lot, the better Brig will just prosper for their team so much, and it'll be really important to see how this match turns out.
Definitely, but we have now made our way over to beautiful Ilios in Greece. as the heroes start to be assembled. We shall see what kind of metas they're going with. At the moment, looks like we have a Wrecking Ball being picked from Jay.
I
Here
wonder
we
if
go.
this is a tease.
It could possibly be a tease, bit of a meme around, who knows. Yep, we got the Echo out from XL, as well as a Doomfist. So very mobile DPS composition here from Mitosis.
Yeah, this is a bit
Over
of
here-
Chinese cheese on the side of Mitosis. Wait, sorry, I've just got completely lost there. Because the Zarya can both accommodate a dive from a Doomfist and a Winston, which is no longer a Doomfist, but it's probably just an early spawn teleport. And both teams are running Brig, so this Brig drill I was talking about before is going to roll out.
Yep, looks like Jay is sticking to the Wrecking Ball, rolling straight to the point, trying to get immediate control here. K9's also rotating around, and they immediately duel here. How comes out the Tesla gun? They seem to just rush straight up to try. Oh, Jay got naded, so has to retreat back. Still trying to get the slams in the pile drivers, but Denzel is the first one to get a pick onto XL. This could be a deciding match here. 12 gets a punch on, but Mitosis is just falling apart. The fight still hasn't exactly migrated to the control point as of yet, but as they slowly make the way there, and Denzel gets another pick. Crimson will be there to keep everyone healed from a distance. Oh, nice jump on from K9, but Haptic comes in to peel for Crimson and save him. And it'll be a easy flip there for Kaizen.
That was really interesting. I think Kaizen took that fight because they just have so much more aggression. A Wrecking Ball versus a Zarya, you could just get so much deeper in it. Look at the ult charge on Jay. Yeah, he might have feeded some to the side of Mitosis, but he can just get so much value, especially with the dive with the Genji and armor pack and Brig.
Oh, he's already swinging up there. Great pile driver. Oh, gets slept. Jay gets slept mid pile driver, and now just chilling on the top of the door frame there. And that's the exact opening that Mitosis needs to migrate their way to the point. Nice flail there onto Haptic, and a nade there to keep him at bay. Wow, that was a fantastic play there. Jay gets punched into oblivion. That was a fantastic play there, all off the great sleep dart from Corvus.
Ultimates are up for the side of Kaizen though. We have a Nanoblade combo very imminent along with Primal Rage and both tank ultimates on the side there too. And Cressel has swapped over to the Wrecking Ball to mirror Jay. They obviously believe in the composition that Kaizen is running as the dive already comes in.
Yeah, they're going through the balcony again. Haptic ends up falling down, but trades places with K9, who reaches the Primal Age. It's got everyone cornered in there, just giving him a huge case of a bit of concussive blasts there from those big flailing fists. So they're still caught up in this balcony here, and down comes 12 with the Meteor Strike, finds Crimson, and they haven't really been able to move from this little room here. They kind of got scattered a bit. Well, someone's found their way on there, but a nano-boosted Doomfist won't let them escape Haptic. And there goes Jay again. Oh no. Jay's not having a lot of fun with the Doomfist here.
But look at the ults that have been committed by the side. I've just completely forgotten the teams, don't worry about that. But Kaizen, look at all the ults that they have stacked up. They have everything except the minefield. And going into this fight, it's going to be so important. As the dive is going in again, these teams are playing so aggressively, but there is a pause called in chat. There is a pause.
Yeah, there's a pause called in chat. The match will be going on as the moments. Here we go. We do have a pause here from called from the team members from
Mitosis.
Mitosis. But yeah, you're really right about the ult charge here. That looks like they're playing pretty patiently. They're not exactly feeding, but they are trying to get enough damage in to build up the ults for the next fight. So Crimson's already just deployed Nano Boost onto Denzel.
Okay, so they are looking for that Nanoblade combo.
Yeah, Nanoblade can definitely be very big utility in team fights here, depending on how close everyone is and just how quick Denzel can be on the gun, on the sword. But I like what here we are. We're ready again. We're coming back in. Let's see how the rest of this pans out with the blade.
It's also how much else they have to invest.
Yeah.
How much else might Kaizen has to invest here to win this?
XL does use the duplicate and tries to get a Nano Blade. Oh, Denzel was slept. And look how quickly that Dragon Blade comes out for XL. Just absolutely bullying Kaizen here. And not really giving much room to get on the point of all. Oh, and Jay pulls off K9. Oof. It has slid off a little bit. I think it's off the back of both tanks. Jay and Haptic tries to get the dive there onto the... Oh, wow. I don't know if you're paying attention to Haptic there. I thought it was a suicide mission trying to get XL, but ends up using the extra dives from the Primal Rage to push him off, so they do end up reflipping the point back.
These ult the strategy of Kaizen there to stack their ults and try and invest it all into one fight is good. But if they use all their ultimates at once, their ultimate economy is just going to go completely down the drain, and it's going to give such a massive advantage to Mitosis.
Only going to rally right here, but 12V comes on with the meteor strike, tries to catch Crimson off guard. Oh, slept! Good night, 12V. Hope you have a good nap there. And here comes Banta, just with, oh no. You got a, yes. So even though they're uppercut, Banta got the pick. Here come the mines here from Jay to deny the area just in front of the well there, but that's doesn't really do too much because they weren't really fighting there in the first place. But Cressel tries to escape, runs into the mines, so I guess it was a good way to block the emergency exit. Coming to 85% here. We're in final fight territory here, Nikki.
Yeah, I did miss the swap from Banter over to the McCree. That just gives so much CC. It counters the Wrecking Ball, it counters the Winston, it counters the Doomfist, and he can snipe the Echo out of the sky. Really smart switch from Banter there, and it's really allowing them to stay in this map, even though Mitosis is on 92% and it's overtime now.
12V's trying to get a very quick pick, and here comes a nice uppercut combo. What a great engagement there onto the point from 12V, and then here comes another pick. I saw that. They're very, very sneaky, and now just catch up here for Kaizen, but they unfortunately fall behind. Here comes desperation from Haptic as a solo. Oh, but Haptic just jumped a little too far, drives himself right off the side, and denies a chance for overtime. So after a very back and forth first point here, we do have Mitosis catching the first point of Ilios.
Mitosis really got a taste of their own medicine there. Oh no, sorry, Kaizen did, because they banked up their ultimates, they invested them all, excluding Rally, into that one fight, and then Mitosis did the exact same thing back to them, and they were on 92%, so all they needed was that one fight. That was really nicely played ultimate economy-wise from Mitosis, and also just some really nice playing around the compositions that were there. They also really well utilized the dive. They were so aggressive. These fights are so scrappy, and it's just really unsure of who's going to win until the fight is actually over.
But we also move on to the next one though. If the first one was that close, let's see how this one goes. 12E goes to teleport everyone up and then switches to the tried and trusted Doomfist here. We do have K9 getting the first look here, but a dive comes in. They're trying to catch Excel out. Excel's able to boost up and just fire some more laser blast. Oh, Jay is caught out with the nade, and Excel uses the focus beam to eliminate Jay from this fight. Now we have K9 getting the lone healers out here, and there's just little healing there. Oh, just saved just in time from Esri, but all the aggression forces them back, and looks like they will possibly... Oh, 12E comes from behind. Oh, 12E. 12E.
Sorry.
I don't think 12E is a testament to the age. It's a testament to how long he's been playing Doofus. 12 years. And despite
I think you mightn't be too far off there. But that was a really nice play from Mitosis there. 12E, during that whole fight, he was harassing the supports. He was harassing Crimson and Ashray. They weren't able to fully support their team, and because of that, the tanks fell. Denzel swaps over the Doomfist. He is confident in challenging his counterpart 12E there on the Doom. I'm really interested to see how this plays out and how the backline harassment goes.
They're hiding here to try and catch out Denzel. Both tanks are up on this balcony here. Haptic comes in, Tesla gun tries to zap them all up. Enough healing there, and especially with the armor, adaptable armor there, to keep himself alive. But Excel falls first, and the Brawls kind of move to the rooftops here. They're not really moving from their post, but 12E comes out very low health with the Meteor Strike. They're probably going to use it to peel back and get some heals, which is what happens. Oh, wow! Wins the Doomfist duel. So despite no swap from Denzel, doesn't seem to take advantage too much. While all this fight is going on, though, these ultimates are still being committed. K9 gets a nano boost to try and eliminate Esri from the competition and just hassle everyone in the backline. Again, it is Banta and Crimson that are being really just caught alone with no support. And through all of this, the point is still going up here for Mitosis.
These fights are just so scrappy. These teams are not executing these dives, and the peel is there from both sides. They aren't able to get those eliminations. It's a lot of damage, a lot of inconsistency. There's no actual certain fight going on, and the fight is still going. And Mitosis is up to 83% on this point here.
Then look, there's some points there where Kaizen should have won the fight, but now they're in a final fight territory. Only the one ultimate to work with so far. They have an opening there, though, getting out K9. And they just now they're moving this flight slowly more towards the well because they know it is their lance chance. Crimson gets a beautiful nade there, takes down 2. And I think this will be the opening for them to flip the point over. Cressel tries to get her way out as the Wrecking Ball is spinning around. Oh! 1, 2, 3 strikes are out. Sorry, Krizel. Last tank on the point. Point will be flipped at 99%, and Kaizen now have a hold of it.
It is one fight territory here for Mitosis. But look at all the ults. They're so close to so many ultimates here. They can just bank up, wait for the big 6, and then go in. But during these fights where they are ult banking, they need to make sure they force something out of Kaizen, or they're just going to get no value at all, and it'll be a 6v6. And the superior point positioning will really bite them in the bum.
And it really is about baiting those ults out.
Massive nade.
They were caught out, and here comes Denzel, nano boosted to catch everyone out in that alleyway, and that's exactly what happened. Beautiful nade there to initiate that fight, especially in that corridor. He got nowhere to run. So nice little delay there, but 12E returns. Serve. Taken out shortly after. Looks like it'll be another reset here.
That was such a huge nade from Crimson. I'm pretty sure that caught 4 of the players for Mitosis.
Oh,
but still, they didn't use any ultimates in that fight. And they forced out the Primal Rage, the Nano Boost, and the Rally. But going into this fight, they're coming up on 6. The Nano's a little bit away. But still, they have plenty of time to build that up and force out more ultimates here as the fight ensues.
We're starting out with the rally here to get everyone armored up for Mitosis. Here comes the High Noon. 12E gets a pick in the meantime. High Noon is null and void. Taze comes out with a flail to the face to keep Bansa at bay. And every other ult kind of falls in place. And 12E still has a Meteor Strike here. So 12E could possibly come here. It's just hassle. Yes, here we go. Yep. Looks like they've gotten this one pretty well. One will ask. We have Jay on the point here trying to stall out as long as possible. And Denzel is, yep, they've actually let people come back a little bit more, so the fight isn't exactly over yet. Winstons are diving the back line as well. Haptic comes out, and Denzel gets a kill on the K9. Yeah, this is going absolutely crazy here. Denzel! Clutch.
They can't touch the point!
Oh.
They had players alive there.
I was focused on the kill feed, and I saw Denzel getting quite a few picks as the Doomfist, but not on the point, and no one else was there supporting the back line. So first one does go to Mitosis.
I think I was saying the team's wrong that whole time. That's absolutely dreadful on my part. Kaizen has Banter and Haptic. Okay, I think I was right actually. Yeah, what?
Here's a pro tip for the caster. If you're not really too sure about the team names, get post-it notes, write the team names, and then put them on the side of the monitor where the team names are playing, so you can look up, glance, say.
Your brain is absolutely massive. I definitely do need to do that.
Hey,
but going into this map is going to be really interesting because either way, they need to be careful of the Reinhardt because K9, sorry, I've completely lost again. K9 has a really good Reinhardt and they're capitalizing that and they are going to King's Road. The tight corridors of King's Road really just allows Ryan to get so much value out of his hammer swings that his shields takes up nearly the whole place. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm hoping to see more Lucio Ryan play kind of here.
Well, honestly, even though it was 2-0 in favor of Mitosis, I still feel like Kaizen had a really good shot there, and I wasn't exactly completely phased by the fact it was 2-0. There are some very good team fights there, but they're happening all over the place, and especially at the end when the fight was there and it was Denzel was getting the picks at the Doomfist and wasn't able to touch that point back in time. Who knows how hybrid could be a whole nother avenue for them to really be able to work together, especially if they have experience on King's Row. Yeah, definitely looking forward to see what happens here as we are entering the game now and going to King's Row in beautiful London, England.
I think that map on Ilios was so interesting because they were both playing dive, and of course, Overwatch is an objective game, but those dive compositions don't want to be setting up camp on the point. They want to be infiltrating the enemy backline as much as can or protecting their own. So I'm really interested to see how a non-dive map will play around the objective, because that dive map on Control, it was just, they weren't allowed to play into their strengths when they had to contest the point in overtime situation.
Yeah, there wasn't enough strength here to sustain that, but we are now going to see what compositions they're looking for. Looking for the Junkrat now here. Denzel's opting for that. I actually see Junkrat quite often here on King's Row, because this corner here is just very optimal to just kind of spam around. If you get a deflect from the grenade into the hotel on the side as well, it forces everyone kind of back from it. We have a Zari here as well as the Ashe. Yes, I see Ashe as well a lot here.
This could be just an offensive tease, but this comp that the defense is running, the Mitosis running. This is what has been seen a lot in Overwatch League with that Baptiste Brig and then the double shield and Genji Ashe. I'm going to hope that they've watched some of the VODs and they've got some tips for this themselves as they try and resist this offense from Kaizen.
Well, here we go. The experimental barrier is charged up and ready to defend everyone on the balcony up here. They're just going straight through. There aren't any barriers initially, so they're just making their way straight to the point. Engagement comes out from 12 with the dynamite, and it has to be an immediate fall here. Caught in the back line here. Wow, Denzel just having none of it at all, throwing out the nades and that was crazy. That was
Kaizen Kaizen is playing so aggressive, and they're allowed to do that because they have Eshri on the Lucio and not the Brig. They can just charge into them with that speed boost, and there's not enough peel to accommodate for that. And Mitosis has noticed that, and they've made some wholesale swaps across the board. 6 hero changes here. That's really bad for the ultimate economy as well. They cap the points so quick that they're still able to hold forward.
Yeah, well, when the defense falls that quickly, the changes definitely have to be made, and they're already making a bit of a head start here. They have Eshri here. She's on the payload, pushing it up, while they're pushing forward. We see this commonly in a lot of games, just get a free push and forcing everyone else back from Mitosis. But the Mei comes out here, walls everyone off a little bit, and Corvus does use that to get 1 kill. Denzel still wrecking a lot of havoc here as the Junkrat rest of the team follows suit. Wow. This is going all wrong here for Mitosis.
Mitosis was kind of doomed from the get-go there. Like I said, they capped so quick, and they were at such an ultimate deficit that there was really no hope that they were going to win that there. And Haptic on the run was holding so far forward, and the Mei wall from just didn't get enough value to be useful. And I think that he really...
Here comes out the Bob, trying to keep the point nice and defended from everyone else, but 12 comes out with the first pick here. Now K9 have got the ults coming up and allowed to be a little bit more aggressive. K9's nano boosted, getting a few picks, but from behind, the DPS heroes, Banta and Denzel, are getting him while they're distracted with the people on the payload, and they're able to eliminate everyone else staggering along, so they were left uncontested and able to get all those picks there. So despite initial good defense there, the fact that Denzel and Banta were uncontested have allowed them to push it to the point 2 with just under 4 minutes remaining.
This is the fight that Mitosis has to win here, because they have the Blizzard, they have the sound barrier, and they're coming up on a Reaper ult as well. This is their chance to take it. The Reaper needs to use this high ground and his teleport ability, and just really get the drop on Kaizen.
Here we are. Banta's disrupted by the wall there, buys us some time. Throws the Blizzard here, but kind of catches everyone a little bit off steam. K9 takes down Haptic from a charge, and able to push everyone back a little bit further. But these DPS heroes are still being left uncontested. Denzel has not been taken out, and we still have now Banta. Looks like they're back capping. They're so convinced to get the point. Not for long. Gets on that pretty quickly. But Banta, wow, this is just crazy because Banta's being left so uncontested here, having all this space from the balcony above to get these kills because they're just not focused on the Ashe at all. When you give DPS heroes that much space with no one to contest them and focus too much on what's in front of you and what's behind you, that's what can happen, and Banta's been doing a very good job to carry that fight.
I think the big difference maker there was Crimson on the Moira. He has those AoE heals. They can heal everyone. And now they just have to frantically contest the point and resist these ultimates from Mitosis.
It might be a few ults here, though. We have a few ultimates coming out, including the grab and the Beyblade from 12 and that pushes everyone back here from Kaizen, and rightly so, because it's been basically uncontested to this point. It's a bit concerning that they had to use quite a couple of ultimates to keep everyone at bay, and their economy isn't really looking too good. We're only looking at a sound barrier over here, but they've stopped it for the time being. Bit of time to regroup and wait for the next fight.
Kaizen has a lot of ults. They have that grab Pyre combo. This is a combo as old as time, and if they can execute this well, it could be really, really big.
Here comes a tire from Denzel, but the sound barrier comes out just in time. Not enough time to save Tezo, who goes down. So already a few other ults here. Yep, the ult economy just sided with them in the end. The grab came out, and Jay follows up with a few kills of their own. 12v, unfortunately, gets caught in the air, and we have a very quick 3-point capture on King's Row from Kaizen. 3 points, 3 minutes, 23 seconds remaining.
That was so nice from Kaizen there. They used the Riptire to bait out the sound barrier of Taze, and then once that sound barrier was out, the grab was completely free for Jay, and they were able to just clean up. K9 and the rest of his team couldn't do a thing to stop that push.
Yeah, it definitely just
really well executed there by Kaizen.
definitely a different showing from what we saw the game before, and I knew it would be closer than what I saw on Ilios. But it was very telling there that the only way it was stopped is when they had to really immobilizing ultimates. Mitosis, that was the only way they could stop them, and when they didn't have any other ultimates in the bag, Kaizen were able to steamroll right over them and get to the end relatively quickly. So it is not over, though. We do have an attacking set here from Mitosis, and they are not really opting here for the Ashe, going to McCree instead. Still sticking to the Mei to hopefully possibly use the wall to their utility.
Yeah, the Mei on the offense has so many possibilities here. It allows them to wall over that choke and avoid getting entirely walled off if the opposition was also running a Mei. But this map, I'm really happy to see the aggressive Reinhardt play coming out. I say that as K9 goes Winston. But the aggressive Ryan play is really living up to what I expected here, and I'm very happy with it.
We'll see if that helps them for this round 2. As they come out here, 12 coming out, trying to just peek around the corner here to get a few good peacekeeper shots. Rotating around the statue. They don't really have a real shield here, though. They're just trying to go full out aggressive. That's what K9 does, just dives in the background, try and get a few. But Isnaden has to leap away. Is taken out. But Excel is doing their own thing. Gets a couple of kills with the focusing beam here. Boosts up and is being left pretty uncontested. And 12 is able to assist Excel and get those picks. So another really quick point A capture here.
Yeah, the echo there of Excel was just really uncontested that whole time. The Ashe from Banta didn't seem to challenge him much at all. And that results in another quick capture, like you said. But this time, most of the people got the good spawns, so they might be able to hold a bit further forward than Mitosis had the opportunity to. Especially with the Ryan versus the Winston, you'd have to favor Kaizen in this matchup here.
Well, they're still getting some free push here, and K9 is the one that's trying to dive up there with the Tesla Cannon, get some ult charge, bubbled here to try and just get some uncontested aggression. Dives around as well with support from XL. Still getting the push here, all kind of hold up in the corridor. A good ult could spell disaster here for Kaizen if they get them all channeled in that corridor. But they're still getting some free push, and here comes the first engagement here. We have
Nanoblade's off for Kaizen.
There comes a Nanoblade, but we have a Nano Rhine.
Nanoblade!
Oh, I was paying too much attention to what was happening in front with the duplicate Rhines. But Denzel was able to use the Nanoblade to wipe everyone out in the back line.
That was such good communication from Kaizen there. Those ults only came up during the fight. Their communication there had to be so on point to among the hustle of calls to recognize that that was possible and coordinate that, and it paid absolute dividends for Kaizen on that defense there.
Definitely did. Banta, I think they've traded now. I think not the McCree. They're going the Ashe. So 12 switched to the Ashe, trying an even playing field. Banta is dived on, but luckily is saved by Jay's bubble. Here comes a grab here, all caught in that corridor.
Big grab.
But not really much follow-up. I was expecting
counter slam.
Definitely. I was expecting some kills to come out. Unfortunately, not the case. So, yeah. Oh, wow. What a bad way to go. Sorry, K9. You just got slept by dynamites.
Yeah, Cressel hit a really nice grab. It was big, but there just wasn't enough follow-up from the team. The dynamite from 12 didn't get enough value, and there's no Reinhardt to swing into it. And the consistent kills were there from Crimson and Esri to keep their team up. And it allowed enough time for Haptic to land a nasty counter shatter that just shut down that offensive push from Mitosis. And now as they go into this point, Jay is a grab of his own, and Taze has to counter that with a rally as he engages with it.
Rally comes up. Everyone's now armored up, trying to strong arm their way through this corridor. But the grab comes in as you predicted. There's absolutely no contest there. Both tanks are absolutely shredded. You know, barring a miracle, it looks like it'll be another quick peel back and reset. But Taze has been absolutely chased down by Jay, who is fully charged, trying to get as many kills as possible, and gets Excel. Now they will peel back. So a good chase down from Jay to keep the energy up. Ooh. We'll have to be able to get up inside.
Yes.
Yep, able to peel back to the payload. So Yeah, being very disruptive. And when you take the tanks out of the equation, you can't really follow up on the fight. So Mitosis' hands being forced as soon as the tanks are taken out.
That is what a good grab looks like. And look at the charge of the two Zaryas here. Jay is already overtaken
the sleep!
any second.
Oh, the sleep onto Denzel. That was absolutely incredible there. Slept, naded, and that gives 12V an opportunity to fire out some bullets from the coach gun, and Bob comes in and is slept. Still not really making too much progress. Oh, XL goes, duplicates the Ash, tries to get a Bob out of their own. Really trying to get that out as quickly as possible. But it's shattered, and the duplicate is deleted. So they're only able to make minuscule progress on pushing the payload before Kaizen are able to come back and really keep it stopped.
That slam was just to clean out the fight there. But if you look at the ult charge of Kaizen, Crimson and Denzel are completely out of sync. So the nano will not be able to be used onto the blade, but it can be used onto the Reinhardt into the grab of Jay, who's charging so much quicker than Kressel. He's playing so much better around his team, getting more charge, and is just getting more damage, and the follow-up is there from the rest of his team, and it's really nice stuff as XL swaps over to the Mei to try and practice some isolation.
Yeah, again, they're getting a bit of a push on the here. It gets a slam, but the shield was up from Haptic, who was able to keep the team all stood up and sturdy. Payload's still being pushed, but here comes the first. Slept briefly, but is kept looking up very promptly afterwards. And yeah, and still nothing's going on. While the fight's going on the ground, Banta again is being left uncontested up on the balcony, just above their spawn point. And they're able to keep it stopped yet again, and Jay pushes up at the front and gets most more kills.
Kaizen won that fight with just the nano boost from Crimson. That is so massive because of how fast nano boost charges. He's able to sync up back with Denzel on the blade, and they still have both tank ultimates and a Bob coming online too. This is so massive. If 12V makes a last minute swap onto the Genji, maybe to get some dash resets to that grab, as the sound barrier is also up to Taze, which will have to counter the blade or the grab. He has to make that decision, and that's going to be really crucial in the outcome of this next fight as Mitosis approaches.
I don't really see a blade happening here from 12V, but the wall comes out to keep them all walled off, and here comes the grab, which gets everyone nice and cozy together, but here comes the counter grab and the counter sound barrier. Bob's in a really nice position here from Banta, really denying everyone from getting any closer. With the ult barrier, keeps them all healthy though from K9. Not exactly many casualties on either side, so they're able to use this opportunity to keep pushing that payload. Everyone's just being forced back from Kaizen, and here comes the wall to just kind of get Haptic off guard, and a blizzard here, freezing them in their tracks. Can't get close to the payload now unless you want to get frozen. Here comes a blade from Denzel, and Nano, this is so clutch. This is really, really close, and 12 does end up getting the blade as well. So dueling blades, but unfortunately casualties were too much for Kaizen, and they're able to get the final little push there, Mitosis, to get point 2 with 1:19 remaining.
You said we wouldn't have to worry about a blade from 12V, but he really proved you wrong there. And he charged that ult up so quickly, and he was able to clutch out that fight for his team with really, really solid stuff from here. And you also saw a really nice grab exchange where both teams were able to sustain through them, and it has forced a bit of a soft reset. And now we're coming into this next fight here into the sea.
Yeah, I stand corrected, Nikki. I should have got it. Oh, what a nade there, and a shatter. Everyone's just forced to kind of play back a little bit, and Bob ends up getting the kill on that 12V. The reflect wasn't there to save him. Slowly pushing it forward though. And the spawns, remember, they do favor Kaizen at the moment, so it doesn't really matter as much to them. But 12V is caught all the way at the back, needs to make their way back. Oh, another nano comes out here. Excellent nano. Oh, the nano, not the nano. The shatter was cancelled. What a tragedy there for Haptic. And they're able to use this to just get some more push here. Fantastic use of ultimates.
That blizzard there from XL was so good. It mightn't have caught everyone in it. It mightn't have got 6 freezes, but it was in a place where I would have to push through the blizzard to touch the point. And after all, Overwatch is an objective game, and that won in that point. We are 3-3 going into extra rounds here on King's Row.
Yeah, that's everything just clicked into gear at the end there for Kaizen. They were not Kaizen, rather. I'm sorry, something just glitched out on my end. For my thing isn't working. My keyboard isn't working. Mitosis. Sorry, my bad. Having caster, commentator, IT issues. I do apologize. Yeah, everything just clicked into gear for Mitosis at the end. So they are able to just have all those ultimates struggle on. And K9 was able to just get up into spawn, swing the hammer, and deny anyone getting out. That being said, though, look at the time bakes here. We only have a minute for them to push with no extra overtime allocated, despite if they get any extra points or not. At 4 minutes and 6 seconds here for Kaizen. As I like to say, no fight is over until the last punch is thrown, but it's not looking too fantastic here. They really only have 1 or 2 chances here, Mitosis, to push or capture the point and keep it moving, but anything could happen.
2 fights max. They don't have the chance to bank up any ultimates because it's only a minute. They have to play something that gets good value out of a neutral fight. And Denzel is aware of that. He's playing the Reaper to just counteract any aggressive dive that might be coming through from K9, who is on the Winston for this fight here, as he leaps forward very aggressively from the get-go.
Well, the first engagement was made last time through XL, so we'll see if XL attempts something similar here, using the wings to fly up and get those sticky bombs on the point. And the shield is being torn down for Haptic. Another backline dive from K9, not as successful this time though. Not even able to get much ultimate charge. They get 1 tick. They get just shy of 1 tick, and the kills keep coming out for.
They didn't get a tick. That was such an aggressive dive from K9, and Denzel just shut him down immediately with the Reaper shotgun, and it really just slowed any movement that might make. And we're going into the last 5 seconds left, and Haptic is sort of holding strong on this Reinhardt.
Oh, what a beautiful. So the dive there did work for diving on K9 onto Haptic. Totally finishes off with the dash. Now they push him all to the back corner here, and Chriselle follows up with her grab gun there, gets another kill, and yeah, it looks like, ooh, Banta does return serve there. Really, ooh, still coming out here. Absolute desperation.
They're trying to bring this back.
I think they
so
are going to bring it
big.
back.
Oh.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to watch it. I was so convinced that they are going to get it and keep pushing it. Oh no, slept there, trying to bring out the Primal Ranger K9 to keep points alive, but it is not to be. But this time they did end up getting a tick, so they got to 87.3%, so there is a win condition there.
That was such a good hold from Kaizen. They knew that they were allowed to give up 2 ticks. They knew they had a massive time bank advantage. They didn't have to hold it to 1 tick, like Mitosis might have had to, so they backed up, had a soft reset, waited for everyone to get back, and then they engaged with a grab and a bob. The bob was just contesting the point, just being an absolute nuisance to Mitosis. And that soft reset just really is so powerful there, and it won them that fight entirely.
And I do like how patient they were. They thought, okay, well, we can wait a bit longer. It doesn't matter if they get a point or not. We can at least hold them here. And that's exactly what Kaizen did. Kaizen was the patience pays off. As I say, patience is a virtue. So now they got 4 minutes to get 87.3%. That's plenty of time to have a few good fights in here, build up some ultimate charge. We have 26 seconds left. We're seeing a pretty similar composition here they had on the attack last time. Denzel going trusty Junkrat.
It might be a Junkrat mirror here. But the thing is for Kaizen, they have 4 minutes and 6 seconds. That's more than enough time to build up your ults and just engage as one. So they don't have to worry about going for a strong neutral. They should look for a strong ult game, because 1 clean fight should be enough to take the point because it wasn't fully captured.
Definitely should be. Oh, but K9, what a great fire strike there. And 12E was there with the Sonic Arrow to try and scope everyone out, and they got the fire strike in just in time. So that'll cause a little bit of a delay, but anytime you can stall here, especially if you're defending first point, is to your advantage.
Haptic immediately gives up on the Winston, swaps over to the Reinhardt, thinks that will be his best chance of getting through this choke, and he is now leading his team through thanks to the speed boost from Estuary.
Yeah, the Lucio here is absolutely essential. The speed boost here from Estuary keeping everyone nice and healed up. And here they are able to kind of waltz onto the point yet again with the shields up. Jay fully charged, but 12E gets another pick again. Arrow into Denzel's head, and I think they'll have to be forced to retreat here yet again. Yes, they will. So the defense is looking really strong right now for Mitosis. And they're using Go ahead. There you go ahead.
Oh, they have so much spam with the Junkrat and a Hanzo. It's just the shield is going to get broken down from Haptic so fast because there's so much damage coming through. And Denzel recognizes this. He wants to take an alternate angle. Him and Estuary are going to pair up on the pharmacy to try and get around these shields here and get into that backline.
Yes, it's a good idea there with the fire. Definitely a lot more projectile damage from the rocket as opposed to Echo. So with the Mitosis as well, damage boosting Denzel, Estuary keeping Denzel nicely up. You have a lot of aerial dominance here, and there's not really much air they can work with. Oh, here comes a shatter, and Jay is kept down on the ground.
Slam.
Yeah, I was so focused to see what Denzel can do, but wasn't paying attention to what was on the ground. Fortunately, not much luck there at all.
The thing with a pharmacy is you're no longer fighting a 6v6. You're fighting 4v6 with the pharmacy off somewhere else. And that just allowed K9 to hit the big slam because there was less support with Corvus because Escher was up in the sky with the pharmacy. But look at the ult shot from Denzel, it's so big here.
Nice grab there. But Taze comes out. Whoa, what a... Oh, taken out because they switched to the soldier. Man, this fight's going faster than I could think at the moment, but some picks are coming out from Banta. Oh, Banta, what are you doing? Leave this poor team alone. It looks like the ult charge in the end breaks the Campbell's back here. And we do have Kaizen here taking King's Row.
Oh, are they saying good match in chat? Or good map? I hope they're just saying good map because it's first to 3 here. That was so good. And I mentioned briefly in the pre-show that we thought that Mitosis and K9 had a really solid Reinhardt. And Haptic more than stood up to him. And he did a really nice job playing very aggressive when he needed to around the Lucio of Eshri. And it just paid absolute dividends. And it bought them that map with such a speedy offense, giving them so much time back.
I think what happened here is that Denzel was just left way too uncontested. You saw all the fights that were happening down in the payload while Denzel, as the Ashe, was sitting up on a gangplank or on a balcony, getting free picks as the Ashe because Mitosis were too focused on what was happening in front of them and didn't tilt their heads another 45 degrees to see what was happening ahead of them. And
sorry.
Yeah, and that's basically just led Kaizen to have too many opportunities to attack. And the defense, I must commend the defense from Mitosis. It was strong, and to hold him for 2 minutes, especially when it's just, with kills still falling for Mitosis.
Yeah,
that was a good defense, but unfortunately, with the spawn advantage, just became too much there. So, but yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Again, it just shows how even these teams are. We had a great performance from Mitosis on Ilios, but now an equally great one rolls them in reverse a little bit for Kaizen here on King's Row.
Yeah, Kaizen didn't only have really good team play and his general mechanics, but their Overwatch IQ was really present there. They knew that there was no direct counter to the fire except maybe the Hanzo, which I'm pretty sure XL was rocking there. Might have been 12E actually, sorry. But they knew that there wasn't a hard counter to the fire and that they didn't have time to swap. And because it was only that one fight territory, they knew that they could take that gambit. And with that extra damage boost from Estri on the Mercy, it was just so quick to take there. And that extra threat was just unable to be worked around there.
Definitely
now
agree.
This series is even, isn't it? It's
yeah,
even
it's
series.
1-1. So remember, it is first to 3, and we are going straight into our next one, Volskaya Industries. 2CP, everyone's favorite map type. I mean, I'm sure it's Niki's favorite map type.
Absolutely. I've done many a shenanigans on Volskaya. A little bit of a Reinhardt cliff charge fanatic myself. But this map, there's so much high ground, particularly on this first point here, that it should accommodate. It gives something like an Ashe just a room to perch up there and just free fire into the oncoming offense. So I'm really interested to see if 12E does stick with his Ashe, which he looks like he is.
Yeah, 12E sticking with the Ashe, and we're seeing the return of the Doomfist here, which can be really good to get those engagements in and disrupt the enemy's defense. And again, it's still very divey. Not really seeing a Reinhardt here. Haptic trying to go the Winston and dive the backline with the bubble, get that ult charge, and disrupt the defending team here. What are you making of what you see so far?
I think that, well, K9 is just going for the moral high ground, sticking with the Ryan, trying to get back at Haptic that he is the better Reinhardt here. But I think that the Mei on the defense is really good for Mitosis, because that choke, there's only one choke that they can go to get to the point, and it can wall them off so effectively and to split them, and then it's easy pickings for Mitosis with a speed boost from Taze.
We have Denzel going the Echo here. Tried similar job to Farah, get the duplicate in there and the focusing beam. Just playing around this truck here, trying to get a few, just a tiny little bit of ultimate charge here. Not really succeeding too much as of yet, though. Everyone from Mitosis just retreats to the back corner here, so not really seeing much action, but looks like Kaizen are going through the top balcony. And here comes the first dive here into the back line. But Corvus is able to, not for long though. Yeah, Corvus is caught out. Banta gets the first few picks here.
Yeah, that was really... I don't like that from Mitosis much. They have the Lucio, they have the Rhine. They want to play aggressive, especially with that Immortality field that Corvus was rocking when he was playing the Baptiste. But instead, they chose to back up. They gave Kaizen all of the room to set up and posture and wait for the right time. Mitosis needs to engage on their terms, not wait for Kaizen to make that decision themselves.
Keep out of my way.
You can explain it better than I can, Nikki. So, that decision leads to a very quick capture there from Kaizen. And now they got 6 minutes here, just under capture B. Not really seeing, we said he switched to the Reaper though, which is good for the tanks, but it really depends. You need to get really close, so we'll see how that's used from Exo. We see Haptic here again, trying to use the same opportunity, find a dive, coming with the Zarya bubble, get some more ult shard. Here it comes on the back. Oh, the flail stops him in his tracks, but doesn't really obstruct him too much. Still really, the damage resistant keeps him alive. He's able to peel back. Bit of a wasted nano boost there though. No give up. Oh wow, K9 comes out with the hammer. It'll stop him. K9's Haptic's just, oh, there we go. There he goes.
Yeah, and the Bob split out, but it's put to sleep straight away, and K9 just pushes forward, being as aggro as he wants, cleaning up the rest of Kaizen. But I think the crucial point in that fight was the attempted dive by Haptic onto the Ashe and the Ana. There was a really nice, I'm pretty sure it was a coach gun from 12E that prevented the Winston from getting onto that high ground, couldn't challenge those backline players, and they were able to sit there, continue supporting their team, and Haptic was in a real pickle and he had to get out of dodge fast. But it will be easier from this fight because he does have the Primal Rage.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know if that was the flail or if it's the coach gun, but either way, Crate used the crowd control there to just obstruct the Winston. Coming up to the next fight though, Haptic is trying to go the same route. Here comes a rally from Eshri. She's trying to keep everyone nice and healed up. And a Bob comes out straight onto the point, but is promptly slugged. No other ultimates come out here. Kaizen just does not want to lose this fight, and they do get the first pick, but so do shortly after comes Mitosis with their pick. Still going either way. No real other ultimates being invested right now. No, here comes the grab. Haptic is nano boosted to try and keep the damage resistance up, but can't really do much with that Tesla gun up against the Reaper. I was paying too much attention to the fights and not the kill feed. This is going completely pear-shaped now for Mitosis.
Yeah, that was really interesting because that whole engagement came down to if the Lucio would get more value or the Brig would. And in that case, the Brig did. That armor pack just allowed Haptic to stay alive for so long, and the backline with Crimson was just protected so much better by the Brig than a Lucio ever could even dream of. That was a relatively quick capture there from Kaizen. And now Mitosis needs to think of what they're going to do from the offense if they want to stay level.
Yeah, again, it was another very convincing attack here from Kaizen. And Mitosis, again, just left searching for answers a little bit. And I do apologize, Nikki and everyone else watching. I was paying too much attention to one particular hero, Haptic. I wasn't paying too much attention to the kill feed. Didn't realize the fight was actually swinging in favor. Well, I was paying attention to the K9 rather. So, I was just completely blindsided as well.
That just goes to show how even these two teams are. Because you were watching K9, you're like, bro, he's popping off. This is so good. They've got this in the bag. But in the backline, the rest of Kaizen are banding together. And it really shows how much of a team game Overwatch is. 6 players is always going to get more done than 1 player can on their own.
Definitely, indeed. You can't have too many solo plays. You need a team behind you, supporting you. Again, seeing a pretty similar attack here with
I like
Kane.
this defense. The Torb. We haven't seen much Torb tonight. And that's going to be really pretty strong counter to XL if they roll out with the Echo, which he did so effectively on Kings. We're also seeing our first little dose of double shield tonight, really in a not Koth situation. So I'm really keen to see how this turns out. As K9 is playing the Winston, they do want to dive this high ground.
Yeah, good to see the Torb in, and Torb can be really, really useful, especially with a turret with no, it's being left defended and kept nice and healthy, but K9's there to try and destroy it. Can't exactly destroy it though, and is forced to peel back around, so there we are, turret's already being useful.
Yeah, it's a 7th man. It's another backline peel that just makes K9's life so difficult. He has to be so cautious while he jumps in. and he just gets mowed down. The focus fire there from Kaizen was exceptional as Jay is starting to clean up on the Sigma.
Yeah, K9 just jumped into the wrong neighborhood, tried to go into the balcony there to get Banta, but instead missed the balcony front behind and was absolutely destroyed by the rest of the team. So watch where you jump there, K9.
Yeah, you need to be really careful. You need to be so careful when you jump in as a Winston in general, because unlike a Wrecking Ball, you can't get out. Once you're in there, you are committed with just that shield, realistically. But he needs to play really careful, watch out for the Torbjorn, but there still aren't many ults online. Like, not much actual damage has been done, it's just been that one pick. And K9 realizes that the Winston isn't working out, and they swap over to a double shield composition of their own Mitosis.
Double shield definitely helped, just trying to poke their way to point A as they come through the side. Although on the left side here we have Banta and Jay just firing freely on everyone else, so the turret's still being left uncontested here. So it's gonna really take a miracle to just kind of get their way to the point. Experimental barrier can only last so long from Cressel. She's doing her best. Unfortunately though, the turret's finally taken down. They're still trying to get the poke around here, but as they're stuck all in here comes a molten core from Denzel. Hosts everyone to play around that can't exactly go through it, and Bob comes out as well to get everyone off the point there. You're not really gonna be able to escape the Bob. The duplicate from XL is also deleted instantly. So despite a few of the ult investments, great crowd control there from Denzel to keep everyone at bay.
Yeah, this defense from Kaizen looks really planned. I can tell that they've practiced this. Each player is in their own separate high ground, making it so difficult to just get all of them grouped together with something like an Orisa pull. Showing that they've practiced this, especially with Torbjorn position, just putting so much pressure on the point as the whole rock combo comes in and the rally is popped from Eshri.
Denzel, great pick onto XL here. And you can't really poke in with to get someone picked off, just kind of peel back and wait for him. Here comes a Grimvidic Flux from Jay. Rocketed out of the sky from an accretion. But even with that less utility from the ult there, there's still not much success here, except for 12 here getting the poke here through the balcony. And there the Dragon Strike here.
That is a massive pick, and 12 is feeling himself, prop the Dragon in.
Yeah, 12 fired a Dragon Strike here to try and part the seas, get everyone out of that corridor. Doesn't last for long though, because the Supercharger comes out, keeps everyone nice and charged up. There's just too much damage coming through this corridor here. They really have not been able to find the window here, Mitosis, to just break down the barrier and charge through.
The ultimate economy from Kaizen on this defense has also been so good. Like, you can tell that Mitosis are kind of stacking them up. On the Zen just isn't getting enough value. He didn't get an ult on the Brig, on the Lucio, sorry, and he mightn't even get one on the Zen here. So it's just really poorly timed swaps, and it's really just shoving the rest of the team down. It's going to be really difficult to push this point, but they do have a Flux.
They have potentially 4 ultimates to use here, but as a safeguard, Denzel uses the Molten Core to lava coats both passes to the point and forces them to play around and stay back and wait for the lava to expire, and that gives Kaizen enough time to just slowly walk over and eliminate everyone else in sight. So there it goes. Great defense there from Kaizen. 2-1 in favor of them so far. We are now at match point. I really like what I saw there from them, Nikki.
That was so good. They had everything mapped out into their head before even going into that. They knew what they were going to do with the defense, and also a really sneaky little play in the last fight here from Denzel, putting the lava on both entrances, making it so difficult to contest that point when they had to. But that defense, I was really impressed with that. That's probably the most structured team play and practice that I personally have seen throughout this whole series. So I was really, really happy to watch that.
And again, it wasn't like Mitosis weren't trying, but it's just like if they were playing poker, all their hands are being red, like immediately red. They're just showing what they're going to do just too well. And the way the composition was stacked up there for Kaizen, I said before, barring a miracle, I didn't look like they were going to be able to break their way onto the point because it just looked too solid from Kaizen. It's exactly what happened. Even with a few swaps, potentially something to break down those shields and just be very disruptive. But then again, there's just too much firepower and support play there. All the dives there from the Winston there from K9 were basically shut down. K9 was being read like a book and didn't get any utility from that. So even the dive may not have been successful if they went to a more divey comp.
Yeah, I think that even on a bigger level than just this map, but for the rest of the series, that has to hurt the morale of Mitosis. They picked that map. They elected to go to Volskaya, and they just got outplayed. And that's just has to really mentally as a player, that makes you doubt yourself and your strategies. And they need to overcome that going into this next map, which appears to be Dorado.
So we're going to Dorado indeed. And
yeah, I'm hoping to see more Farah maybe from Denzel, because this is the first point especially is a pretty decent Farah map, but there's also so much high ground on the second. So we'll have to see K9 turn around this dive and see if Kaizen can keep up this really solid anti-dive comp that they've been playing.
We'll have to just wait back and find out. And it did look like they had a bit more fight in Mitosis in the payload map before, which was King's Row. So we'll just have to see how this map complements the play style. But do you see it having much effect at all on the play style? I know you said the Pharos can be good here, but do you see any effect that this map could have on the play style or favoring the play style of Mitosis or Kaizen, Nikki?
I'm not sure. Looking back, I'm thinking about all the Overwatch League matches recently that I have watched on Dorado, and it's mostly just from memory. It's just been double shield, and these teams have both appeared relatively reluctant to play that composition. So I really have no idea what to expect. They could stick to the norm, what they've been playing, stick what they're comfortable with, or they could just whip out something bonkers, which has been done on Dorado before. So I'm really unsure of what's going to happen going into this map.
Traveling to Dorado.
We'll have to wait and find out as we make our way down to Dorado here. Here is our being assembled. First one comes out. First one, Ana for the heals, which can be good on attack here. And we do have, Kaizen going on the attack yet again. Their attacks have been solid, so I imagine this one will be going a similar way.
Yeah, but payload is still a whole different dynamic. We got a glimpse of it kind of on Kings, but it's still, the time bank scenario was so one-sided in favor of Kaizen. So I'm wondering how they will handle themselves if they are put under a bit of pressure from Mitosis, and if they have to think on the fly and they aren't in complete control. I'm wondering how they're going to retake, especially.
I'll have to wait and find out. We have Banta sticking to the trusty Ash.
Look at this defense. They're holding so far forward. They want to hold at the spawn doors. They want to do pretty sure it was London Spitfire did this to the Washington Justice, and it was like 4 meters and 36 centimeters or something ridiculous.
Oh,
so they're
wow.
looking to do a similar thing.
That would have been demoralizing, but we'll see what happens here. Slowly creeping out. Oh, and here comes out the poke from K9 as the Orisa. But it looks like they're prepared to adapt as Ash and Echo come behind to try and catch everyone from Mitosis off guard. Still no kills here. Immortality Field still trying to keep everyone alive, but K9 is donated and deleted. So looks like this hasn't worked at all. Yep. Barring the...
You said it didn't work, but still, they had time to farm up their ultimates a little bit. They contested the point. They won time off the bank. And they're guaranteed a second fight because of how long first point is and how far close they held. I think that's the only way that you can really guarantee 2 fights on Dorado, and I think they nailed it personally. I don't think that they were expecting to hold there the whole time, but it just worked out, and now they're looking for a re-engage. And Denzel is favoring an Echo over a Farah here, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I think you caught this better than I did, man. You read that better than I did, but we're going to the next fight here. Ult comes out from Haptic, Primal Rage, keeping everyone at bay or trying their best to, but too much success. Here comes a duplicate. Denzel charges onto Taze and gets a very quick Earth Shatter and really gives K9 a huge headache. And wow, that was a great use of duplicate there from Denzel.
Yeah, that was so good, and it was countered alongside the Primal Rage of Haptic. Haptic was just being an absolute menace in the back line of Mitosis, and they have to keep an eye on a Winston and a Reinhardt there, and that's just so hard to do. Was able to just get so much value out of that duplicate ultimate. And the ultimates are still looking, it's pretty good. I like the Winston Haptic counter the high ground with Rado. I almost want to make Kaizen fight again.
The payload's still being pushed ever so slightly, but 12 comes out the second point here. First pick, but quick res from Estri. Banta comes back up. Here comes a High Noon, trying to get a few people. 12, yeah, he finds Banta yet again. Banta's not having a good time at the moment. And barring a few other little picks here, with Estri committing her Valkyrie and Nano Boost actually, so it doesn't looks like they're giving up just yet. Haptic dives in the backline here. Oh, charge back. Ooh. Great charge there from Crystal. But the payload's still being pushed here. All the casualties for Mitosis have forced them to peel back. And despite the pick save made, payload's still being pushed.
They also had to only use their support ult. They have both tank ults coming up and both DPS ults. And Bob can score so much a nuisance. He can contest the point. He can get sent into the backline. He's such a versatile ultimate. And it's really a matchup of how much value K9 can get on the Orisa. Those pulls could be massive with tearing apart a dive.
Oh, Denzel comes out with the blade. And Banta has the Bob in a really good position. And basically checkmate for point 2 there. And similar to what we've seen on King's Row, they're at point 2 now with just under 5 minutes on the bank. And they've got Mitosis just searching for answers. Not many ults here. We do have the Supercharger and the Nano Boost. But yeah, I don't really see it going too well here.
Yeah, I didn't even give you time to talk in that fight. It was over so quickly. I was still rambling on about some rubbish, and the fight was already done.
That's Overwatch for you. Things could be said and done in the blink of an eye. And 12 comes out though with a great punch though onto Haptic, nailed onto the payload and put to sleep. Here comes another, falls shortly by XL. He gets a couple of nice shuriken and dash kills. So it looks like that'll be it looks like they'll be stopping it here. Again, very reminiscent. This is deja vu, very reminiscent of what happened on King's Row. Finally grounded that payload to a complete standstill with 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, there's been a lot of swaps on the side of Mitosis to try and solid up on this defense. As the dive comes in, K9 falls so early! That is terrible. That is so bad for their hopes in this fight.
Yeah, the kills, again, it's just they found an engagement and they're capitalizing on it. Bash from Crystal just stuns her. She's then slept and eliminated. And Jay, with a fully charged up Zarya gun, well, almost fully charged up, is able to kill the others, running back to spawn. And they'll be forced for one last push here. K9 goes to the Wrecking Ball to try and get a last second contest. And here comes the Nano Boost as well. With the grab out as well to keep everyone stuck in place. Yeah, I don't really see this going any other way except for a quick cap on the point 3. Ooh, but K9 is spinning around like a pinball, trying to get a little bit of time. And 12 says, nope, I'm out of here. And dashes up and gives them that space to capture the third point. 3 minutes, 7 seconds left on the clock.
That was so good from Kaizen. Their ultimate economy, they always had an ult that they could invest into the fights. They always had some kind of combo. They always looked like they had a plan, at least on my end. And I think that's what won in the series. Not won in this map, sorry, that round. It wasn't so much a superior comp or better players as such. It was just their ultimates were really on point. And ultimates are such game-changing abilities in this game that is Overwatch. And now we're going on to the... Well, I'm lost in the source here, I'm sorry. We're going on to a defense from Kaizen, and they are looking to play a bit of spam with a McCree, so maybe they are skeptical of a Pharah that I was talking about earlier.
Possibly switching over to the Ashe. And Banta's been really, really good on the Ashe, so why not stick with what you're good with? So I think you mean the Junkrat is really good with these spammy corners. Don't know if they're going to try the same strategy that Mitosis tried earlier. Actually, yeah, that Mitosis tried earlier. I'll have to sit back and find out, though. They got Taze there going as the Lucio. Try and get everyone speedy up and healed with the AoE heals. Still a little bit skeptical here, though.
Yeah, this is such more of an extreme, so much more of a dive comp. Like, I have been bamboozled. Going for an early hook combo, maybe? I doubt that they're going to stick on the Orisa Hog. But no, they are going back to swap. I wonder if they are going to go to a dive now that they've scattered out the composition and know that they are holding the high ground, and that's what it looks like they're going to do. The Diva from Kressel will just be able to eat up both the nades and the just pure spam from Junkrat. And it wasn't enough.
Dezel, I think both Taze and Exo were sitting on top balcony. Denzel read him like a book and eliminated them both very, very promptly there. K9 tries to dive again, but it's just too much damage there. Another grenade there from Denzel keeps them at bay, and Denzel's just raining grenades right now. Thought Slayer raining blood, it's Junkrat raining grenades. Very good work there from Denzel, and again, even a Diva Shield. You only have it for a certain amount of time. It's just not enough to withstand the great angles and shots here from Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel's playing this really, really well. He's just spamming down, and that's what Junkrat's meant to do. And because Mitosis have no shields, excluding the Diva, it's so hard to push. But XL is bringing out the fire that I was talking about. We're also getting our first taste of Widowmaker this series. I don't know how they're going to play around the Widowmaker with the just abundance of shields on the side of Kaizen, but I'm interested to see what happens.
There's too much defense there for K9's dives to really... oh, we have a pause here, but there was too much defense there for K9's dives to really have much of an impact, because K9 dived onto the Sigma J and is able to just peel back and use the kinetic grasp to prevent some of that damage. As I say that, though, we do go to a pause as I see K9 stuck into another dive here. But yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here for defense from Kaizen.
Yeah, and I think the Mitosis are just digging themselves into a bit of a hole, honestly, because their tank line, you'd think that they're playing a dive. But then look at the DPS. They have no other DPS. Their dive is simply a Winston and a Diva. And that just is not enough damage to burst down a target. And also, who would they dive? Everyone on this team is so hard to get on their own and isolate with the dive. I think that they should consider changing out their tank line, because I don't disagree with the Widow, but I don't think that this is the best choice of tanks here, even if they do want to take the high ground.
Yep, I definitely agree with you there. It's a bit of a mixed bag we're seeing here from Mitosis. I think we're readying back up, though.
Yeah, we've got odds from both sides.
Yeah, ours from both sides. Just a little bit of rubber banding here, but it is Australian internet. We got to work with what we've been given, so do apologize for anything. Yeah, Bansa just immediately comes back with a pick. Although while the fight is happening here, the payload is actually going to be pushed over the archway. So big distraction fight there, and that's a great place to push that payload. Whoa, what a bamboozle.
Yeah, that was really nicely done. They recognized that their dives weren't working, and they instead just decided to play the objective, ignore the players on the high ground, and it's really paying off. As I say that, Denzel does take down 12E on the Widow.
It's in vain, though, because despite the tire coming out...
the point.
It'll get a consolation kill, but yeah, they're too focused on the fight and didn't pay attention to the payload. It does happen, and another pretty good, very prompt point A capture here.
Surely we get some T9s from that. Surely. Now, but this point, I think you have to play the high ground, and Haptic recognizes that as he swaps over to the Winston. And Jay is playing the Wrecking Ball. We saw on the first map that the Wrecking Ball is really powerful and crucial in deciding who won those fights. I'm interested to see some more of it.
We'll have to sit back and find out. There's not really much shield utility from the Wrecking Ball, but both teams are going more of a divey composition here, so a bit of a reflection comp here. Haptic is just trying to find the right time to dive in and cause some trouble, and a Nano Boost comes in as well. So both takes dive in onto the point here. Here comes Crisel with the bomb, finds Haptic. Yep, so not much utility from the dive at all, and despite the Nano Boost damage resistance, they eliminated by the bomb. And while I say this, the payload has been left uncontested yet again.
That bomb was really good from Crestle. She forced them back. It didn't necessarily get the kills, but it just forced them off the payload and allowed them to get so much more progress and superior positioning for their force.
And XL is told, "Good night, my sweet child," and not exactly eliminated yet. Oh, there they are. Here comes the Bob. The Bob's been causing a headache. Despite the fight going both ways, the Bob was sitting in the back line there. And now that's given Jay enough time to just hook onto the payload, keep swinging around and being disruptive. And I feel like Kaizen are in a better position here to keep this defense up, despite the picks here from Osmosis. 12 comes out with the Doomfisto to try and prevent everything else happening. There's still not the mines. Man.
That's a massive minefield from Jay. It makes it so hard for Mitosis to even get close to the point, but Crestle has appeared to have done it, and the fire is still raining in damage from above.
I feel like this fight should have been won like 3 times by now, but everything's just kind of happened at the time it's needed to. So the mines came up, to give everyone some space on the payload to defend it. And Vance is coming here with the gun. Oh, but it's bashed in the corner by K9. And the Nano Boost now comes out, and another bomb. So anyone comes close, they're gonna die. And everyone runs away as the fight keeps going on. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, this fight's going longer than what my brain capacity has in terms of thoughts at the moment. 0.38 meters away. Again, 0.38 meters away. There we go.
Finally goes through.
Whoa, that just
I don't envy you having to try and keep up with that at all.
That fight was just going here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to just sit in free cam and not have to try and keep up with that absolute tomfoolery. And Banta picked up XL. That's huge.
But again, they're close to spawn, so they still got a bit of room here to push the payload. Won't exactly be diving. Here comes K9 again with another dive. Gets a little bit of the cannon onto Banta. Banta falls back. Here comes a few more ultimates here. Dragon Blade from Denzel, as well as the Bob. And the Bob fires from the back line. And yeah, everyone's forced to play behind the sliding door here. It's just closed, so great position for the Bob there.
Yeah, those ultimates, they just pop the Blade, the Bob, and the Rally at the exact same time, and they just press W and M1, and it was enough. But going into this fight, I'm really interested to see how they get value out of, particularly a Mercy in such an enclosed space. And Haptic has gone over to the Reinhardt, providing so much frontline pressure, and I'm really keen to see what happens here, as Corvus is coming up on a Nano Boost.
12, he gets the first pick though here, and XO comes through with a dash. Of both DPS heroes doing their job to get the first engagement through. Yeah, what a great job there, both from XL and 12E. Banta does stop 12E, but I don't think it'll be enough. They're still pushing the payload a little bit, and if that's all they get out of this fight, it's still good progress. Yeah, they've extended it now a bit further towards the spawn, stop everyone at the doors. Working so far as a primal range is committed to try and keep everyone at those doors. Here comes a shatter though. What a great shatter to keep everyone at bay. XL comes out with not the blade just yet. Here we go. But the nade might not be too. Oh, nade doesn't stop. XL is able to get a few quick slashes there, and I think that'll be all she wrote for. Oh wow, what an uppercut! I don't know if you saw that there, but Haptic uppercut over the wall and could not get back to the point in time. So great. Used gate cut share from Denzel. And we have 3 points captured here from Mitosis with a minute and a half on the clock, just under half of what Kaizen have.
Yeah, it's about to bring up that time bank, Sandshark, because I was thinking in my head, man, that wasn't a bad offense from the side of Mitosis. They were pretty clean. Their ultimates were really well. XL was getting a lot of value, and so was Corvus. But then I look over to the time bank of Kaizen, and I'm like, holy dooly, they just absolutely rolled their offense. It's just scary how quick their offenses have been. It wasn't Volskaya, it wasn't Kings, and it wasn't Dorado as well.
Indeed. It is definitely going... It gets just a lot closer. It's good to see a match that's a little bit closer here. With only a minute and a half separating the two, it's definitely good to see something a little bit closer here. But yeah, both 12E and XL really stepped up there as DPS heroes. We're now seeing a pick onto the Pharah here. Another Pharah Mercy pick. So we'll see if they use that in complementation with K9's dives to get a bit more hassle to backline a bit more.
Yeah, I think that we've been harping on about Denzel so much, but I think that Crimson is really an unsung hero, particularly on the Ana. Constantly getting value out of the nades, constantly hitting these nice sleeps onto the dive, and he's just been a shining star for this team.
They are not really, again, a lot of room there, but Taze is the first one taken down. Denzel, as the Echo, really stops them in their tracks, and yeah, they're going to push Pale a bit further here, but Denzel is, again, showing his utility here as a DPS hero he's been picking, so yeah, I think it'll be a stop and reset here.
There's also a stagger onto the D.Va, which is forcing Cressel to swap to the Roadhog, and then back to the D.Va just to get the mech back. But I think that this fight is basically Denzel's Echo versus what was the Pharah of Exor, who's now given up and swapped to the McCree to counter Banta. The Echo just has superior movement that whole time as Crimson again with another big nade.
Yeah, they're just being denied, and they're committed to holding this before the archway. And we'll just have to see if defense has got enough there, but it's very hard to hold that payload before the archway. And they're just being fully aggressive here now. Ultimate.
The thing is, sorry, with that archway, they have to hold there because otherwise, what architecture is Denzel gonna play around? If they hold to the arch, they can play around the bell tower, they can play around the curved rooftop that you can go over. They are recognizing what their win condition is with the Echo, and they're capitalizing on it. And it's already overtime.
And like, there's so many ults here that can be used for Kaizen, and none for Mitosis. And the grab there nailed everyone to the ground, and that basically guaranteed the outcome there. The ult economy was just too great for Mitosis to handle. So they've pushed it directly under the archway, and now there's 3 minutes and 7 seconds for Kaizen to do the same.
That was textbook Echo played there from Denzel and the rest of his team. They knew what he had to work around. They knew what Echo is good at, what's the strengths and weaknesses, and they played to it perfectly. As you can see, they barely got under that little arch. And with 3 minutes, which is not much less than you actually start off with Dorado, this is looking like a very do-or-die situation for the side of Mitosis. And Mitosis, they're going... It looks like they might be going for that spawn camp strategy again. They have the May, which I'm pretty sure if you do right, if you set up camp in that room, in the big red room near where the cart is at the moment, you can wall off and you can still be behind the wall and contest the cart, unless I'm mistaken. So they might be going for that spawn camp again.
We'll have to wait and find out, see what happens in that regard, though. There's not really many options here for defense. They really only have one chance. They can't really lose any fights at all here, Mitosis.
Oh, they can though. Oh, actually no, they can't because they didn't cap all the way. My bad. I was gonna say that they're holding forward so they can guarantee 2 fights, but holding forward gives them the best chance that they do have of 2 fights. And the May wall is out very early, but not quite blocking off the spawn wall as Denzel comes out on an alternate angle.
They do hold forward though, and they get the first pick on the haptics, so it's good. Any time they can buy here is good time, because that's the only real option they have. A lot of time here though for Kaizen to build up ultimate charge and poke through, and I think we're just going to be patient here, try and fire some projectiles through the doors to get some charge up. Oh wow,
the May wall.
Haptic is being absolutely denied here. Banta here is sticking to Ash on the balcony to try and get some picks. Hopefully can find a window through there. Not really too much progress being made so far though, as both teams are just in a big deadlocked arm wrestle here. Wall comes out as not as successful this time from Exil. And Coalescence comes out really quickly, keeping everyone nice and healed up, all hosed down. And 12E again gets the first pick, followed by Kressel. Yeah, very good forward holding here, a lot better than I actually expected.
Yeah, this is much better than the first attempt that was had on forward hold here at Dorado. I think the big factor is that the May is here. And the May is getting so much more value than it did in the first time. I don't even remember if they had a May the first time, but the walls have been on point from XL, splitting people off, and they have been able to capitalize. And Denzel, despite his best efforts on the Echo, just isn't getting enough value. But I forgot how to English. The one good thing for Kaizen here is that they have so many ults, and they're starting to use them now.
Yeah, Bob comes out. We have the duplicate onto the Reinhardt. Toby gets the first pick though, and here comes a blizzard here. Keep everyone frozen on the payload, and it really basically denies them any chances at the moment. Grab comes out as well. Denzel. What a great focusing beam there to take everyone down pretty damn quickly. And now they're pushing it around the corner. Got a minute to take it to just under the archway. And it looks like Mitosis will have one more chance.
I don't think they'll get back. You can see Haptic holding really far forward. I don't think they're going to get back at all, Sandshark.
You don't know, man. Here comes K9. Ooh, barrels his way directly to the point. Oh, Banta then comes through with a few more picks. And despite 12 coming on here with the Doomfist, it won't be enough. The winners for this match are Kaizen against Mitosis. 3-1 with a great showing of attack there on King's Row.
Yeah, their offenses on all 3 maps after the control was just so strong. And you can see in the play of the game here, Denzel has been highlighted. He just gets so much value into this grab. The sticky bombs are chucked in there. The focus beam gets so much done. Just chunking down everyone who's just already a little bit damaged. really showing off the value that the Echo can get. That was a really good series. I really enjoyed that.
It was very entertaining, and just to see the different variations in fights between both teams, because I'm used to very much see things kind of happen one fight against another fight in the same location, but these were scattered all over the place. Some very, very good adaptable plays from both teams. But as always, I always like to nominate an MVP at the end of my games, and personally, mine was Banta, because he was,
Okay.
yeah, I find Banta, it was just left so uncontested for a lot of the time, whether it was Ash. I think he played the Doomfist as well, but just it wasn't being contested. Found good corners to sneak around and just dive on to unsuspecting other players from Mitosis, and found every opportunity that was presented to him, and was really good at leading those engagements for Kaizen. So Banta is my MVP there.
Yeah, I don't disrespect that at all. I think don't object it, sorry. I think that's a pretty decent shout. I still personally, like I was saying during Dorado, I think that Crimson is not getting enough credit there at all. Playing so well on that Ana, just propping up the rest of his team, is doing really, really good stuff for Eight-Legged Geeks Kaizen.
I mean, I do agree with that, but just Denzel just screamed out to me is I didn't really see Denzel go down like that much at all as well. So probably another contributing factor there. And it's good to see DPS heroes who are just eternally reliable for their team. So that's why Denzel is my MVP. But give credit to Mitosis as well. They put in some good fights there. I just feel like it was the attacking power of Kaizen was just too overwhelming. And as a result, we do have the 3-1 victory here in AAOL KE Mitosis versus Eight-Legged Gamers Kaizen. So if you have any final words at all, Nikki, I think we will be wrapping up very, very shortly.
I just wanted to say, even though it was a 3-1, I think that on most of the fights, Mitosis wasn't looking absolutely dreadful. Particularly their DPS, they stood out as consistently doing some pretty solid stuff there. So I think that was is a little bit to work on. They're one or two little fixes away from being able to compete with this opposite team. But that's about all I have to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your sentiments there. But with that all being said and done, that is that match all wrapped up and in the bag. Please remember to stay tuned and follow the AO Esports Twitch channel, and follow us on Twitter and join our Discord. As I said before, we have a great community here. If you want to be kept up to date on amateur Overwatch, Oceanic Overwatch ladder, and any other esport and potentially get involved, remember there are teams that are actively seeking out players and people to get involved. Anyone of any skill level, be sure to join those socials to get involved. Here to keep an eye on the Twitch as well for any future broadcasts that come up. And I believe that will be it. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. And thank you to all the teams who continue to be a part of AAOL. Keep this season and community esports and Overwatch running and alive. Again, thank you so much. This has been Sandshark and Nikki. Have a good night.